Good afternoon. My name is Sam Burns. I am the Business Development Manager for RC Equipment Rental out of Jacksonville, Florida. I want to thank you for your time and consideration today. As we have the opportunity to talk with key decision makers like you that are responsible for influencing and maximizing efficiency for your company's operations, we hear about the challenges you face in dealing with the equipment tool rental process. In fact, these three numbers, tell a story about the need to increase visibility and accountability, streamline processes, and achieve greater cost control and cost reduction in the rental process. According to a survey performed by Texas A&M University, 82% of the commercial and industrial companies that participated in the survey acknowledged the fact that an increase in rental utilization would also increase their return on investment. However, in that same survey, 46% of the key decision makers within those organizations also acknowledge the fact that they don't even track equipment utilization. Now, data gathered by RSC over the past several years indicates that 24% of the equipment is past the estimated return date, which equates to an average of 15 days past due. Now, leaders like you share with us how equipment rental is affecting short-term and long-term strategies. Here's another way of looking at it. Utilization equals profit. Today our customers tell us about the many different factors that affect their overall equipment rental scenario. These factors include decentralization, which may be necessary in some organizations. A decentralized process presents challenges to overall effectiveness. Varying systems used to manage the rental process. Numerous vendors enlisted to meet the organizational rental needs. Multiple employees who are involved in the rental of equipment and tools. And then numerous crafts that must be provided the right equipment at the right time. What are the results of these different factors impacting the equipment rental scenario? First, organizations often rent too much equipment, which results in duplication of equipment, which ultimately results in wasted resources. Second, rentals are often kept beyond the estimated time frame, which results in past due expenses. And finally, there's an excessive complexity in the rental management process. Employees use it and develop a variety of different systems, anywhere from sticky notes to spreadsheets, in the attempt to manage all the rental needs of the organization. It's too complex. Some of our customers even tell us about excessive swivel time, which vividly describes how their administrators swivel between a computer system and a manual process in their attempt to manage rentals. The end result of too much, too long, too complex are excessive rental costs, excessive time managing the rental process, and a reduction of your company's most precious asset, your employees, that are involved in the chaos of managing the rental process. This at best is a fragmented, reactive process that's putting your company at risk. The greatest risk is not knowing how this approach threatens future goals. Effectively getting from today to a future level of operational excellence is affected by equipment management. Failure to move away from the reactive process limits organizations' potential growth trajectory. So, how do organizations choose to address these equipment rental risks? Many do so by choosing price alone. By choosing price alone as the determining factor for decision making, companies have a tendency to seek the lowest price and perceive advantageous terms to effectively manage equipment rentals. In fact, price is shown to have only 1/6 the financial impact of truly facing the issues of too much, too long, too complex. In other words, choosing to manage equipment rental by seeking the lowest price, the lowest terms, sends companies into the abyss. Companies are choosing to work with RSC because they seek to find a better way to bridge the gap between today and the future they wish to achieve. They recognize that rental equipment and the overall equipment management process affects employee productivity, that affects employee engagement, and overall project success. Only by working with RSC will they achieve their organizational goals. Now let's look at each of these goals and how best-in-class organizations are working with RSC to achieve those goals. The first is improved visibility. What if your team had true insight into all aspects of the rental process? With tools such as total control, you can have unparalleled visibility management and the functionality to optimize the rental process. And with RSC's management by exception strategy, you can focus on actionable data based on criteria you define to empower you and your team to make the best strategic equipment decisions. Some organizations are also choosing to use GPS technology. The second goal is to streamline operations and the processes. What if you had a partner in managing your equipment effectively? With RSC's managed services strategy, you'll have a dedicated advocate intimately familiar with your organization and processes to ensure equipment needs are managed most effectively. You'll have the equipment tools necessary to maximize productivity. And most importantly, you'll have a partner in maintaining a safe and efficient work environment for every member of your team. The third goal is that of cost reduction and cost control. What if you had the right tools and the right strategy to make a substantial impact on your organization's overall equipment costs and ROI? With customer scorecards and KPIs or key performance indicators that are benchmarked against industry standards, you and your team you'll be empowered to operate at the highest levels of efficiency. You'll have customized data to validate and justify rental decisions across the entire operation. More importantly, you'll have actionable information to make future decisions. Companies are choosing to work with RSC Rental to achieve these goals. We refer to this overall strategy as RSC consumption management. While this may be an unfamiliar premise to you and other companies, it's a new strategy that companies like yours are successfully leveraging to magnify savings to a level up to 6 times that of price, and it can only be accomplished by working with RSC. Having the right equipment available at the right time with streamlined processes is the heart of consumption management. And it's this bridge that crosses the gap from today to a future level of operating efficiency that positively impacts the success of your organization. If you want to truly align all the factors associated with equipment rental, if you want to move from a fragmented, reactive process to a true, proactive, repeatable rental program, and if you want to replace risk with success, then the only clear path forward is to work with RSC. That's what best-in-class organizations are choosing to do. The combined power of you and RSC will drive your organization to unparalleled future success.